We're going to speak pretty softly because people have gone to bed, and in the Fat Pizza vlog, a bit overexcited, and there was anger.
You got a text saying shut the fuck up.
There was fire.
It's not fire.
breathing,
She just said, could you be
exploding stuff. I died.
She didn't die at all.
I'm a ghost.
Speaking of ghosts.
Yes. See, I'm a segue.
I think I have, like, Orange Club in my face.
Why Orange Club?
Because I was just drinking it.
Oh, okay. Do you mean orange with raspberry?
I like it. It's a good drink.
Well, today
it's diet. So
today is our 3rd anniversary. Technically the leather anniversary, so hence the leather jacket.
Actually, it's because it was really cold and rainy. That's why my hair is all disgusting.
Yeah, weather's gone more properly Irish.
We got rained on.
And we decided to go out and to go to the cinema, and you can tell what we saw if you can see. If you cannot see, we saw Crimson Peak.
Ooh, scary.
And
Tom Hiddleston's My coworker has a friend from Belfast who apparently was over in England at a theater, you know, just watching a film. And he looked over, like, a few rows away, and Tom Hiddleston was, like, sitting there watching the movie. And, like, I said on the way home, it would be really awkward if you ever met him, because all I'd be thinking is, yeah, we saw your ass. We've seen your butt, man. Because, like, how do you talk to somebody if you've seen their butt, you know?
Pretty easily. I mean, I've seen Kevin Strange's dick, and I talk to him sometimes.
Well, you're weird.
I was watching...
It's like, what was the movie, this one of Cinema Snob movies that his ex-wife is, like, all sorts of topless in?
Yep.
And, like, that would be so weird to, like, see her at a convention and be like, hi, we've seen your tits. How are you? I mean, that's weird. It weirds me out.
Yeah, well, with Kevin Strange's one, I was rewatching Cockhammer for my 10 films panel, and I was like, oh, yeah, this film begins with a close-up of your balls, doesn't it? Huh.
Balls and dick are different, though.
Both, though. It was like that, and then it became both. I was like, for a moment there... Wow, with that close-up, Kevin, for a moment there, I thought you were John Giancaspro.
Because I'm on the Duncragan Student Village page, which, like, has, like, all, like, the current people who live in Duncragan and, like, all of, like, the past people, too. And occasionally there are guys taking pictures of their balls.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know why, it's just a thing they do sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, Crimson Peak.
I got exactly what I wanted from this. It was exactly what I thought that it would be.
It was good, definitely good.
It was very enjoyable, very visually stimulating, right?
It was unusual for modern filmmaking in the sense that...
It had a lot of swoopy cameras going on, like, whoa, and now we're following him, now we're looking over here, oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it was a lot of swooping whenever it wasn't, like, doing these sort of...
Swooping is bad.
It was when they weren't doing that, there was lots of sort of, you know, slow moving around shots.
And they did that 1930s thing of, like, the scene transition where, like, it narrows onto an important thing and then goes away.
That wasn't just 1930s, that was silent as well.
Oh, okay.
That technique was very common for about 50 years, or 40 or 50 years. It was a serious amount of time.
Cool.
And when it wasn't swooping, there was lots of long, slow, you know, camera movements, like steady camera movements going through these halls and stuff. Which, it's like, that's the first thing that clued me into that Del Toro watched a lot of The Shining before making this.
There's 2 Shining parts that you were talking about, too.
Yes, 2 very obvious Shining homages, you know, copies, whatever. There's one bit involving a ball getting, you know, rolled to...
There was a wee dog.
...to the woman from No One. There's also a bit with the naked, dead, old woman in a bathtub, although that was in the book too, but it was handled more like it was in the film, in the Shining film.
Well, I liked it. It started off, like, really deliciously gothy, and I am a sucker for Victorian stuff. I am a sucker. It doesn't matter if it's English Victorian, American Victorian. I'm just a sucker for all that spooky kind of shit. And literally, this movie hit every one of the lurid Victorian tropes, and it hit him, like, square in the johns. But I wanted that. Like, the beginning started off super gothy and super, like, woo, and I was like, ooh, yeah. And then it kind of derailed for, like, about 30 minutes. And I was like, what is happening? Well, I don't care about these society people. And then it got back on track. But I will confess that the trailer made it seem like it was a lot more of a horror movie than it actually was.
Yeah, it was marketed as a horror film.
Gothic horror.
Yeah, it was totally mishandled in
Where
the marketing.
Like, here's the concept, isn't that shocking? And I'm like, oh, it's shocking. Everyone's like, I thought this was a slasher. Boo.
Yeah. It was completely, again, the wrong audience for this, and if it doesn't do very well financially, that's why. Sometimes people, because the guys who make the film don't market it. They don't do the trailers. Trailer making is a separate art, and sometimes they get it oh so right, like Guardians of the Galaxy, which encompassed the film's tone perfectly. This one, they didn't even try. It's just like...
Yeah, I thought this was going to be your boilerplate horror movie, and it was really good. I mean...
Although, I suppose it's hard to sort of market this, because this isn't the sort of film that's done very much anymore. Like...
It reminded me a lot of the others, and a wee bit of Sleepy Hollow, but Sleepy Hollow was more visual. But the others, thematically, yes, definitely.
It reminded me of, well, on Twitter, my I think was quite a good description, was that it was Tim Burton remaking Jan de Bont's remake of The Haunting. And the trailers, it looks like that. It looked more like a horror film. Now, having seen it, the full film, not just the trailer, it's like Guillermo del Toro took some unmade 1930s horror movie script, you know, sort of melodrama, old house, lots of aristocrats and ghosts inside a house with secrets. That sort of shit was made a lot back then. They took that sort of thing, lengthened it, modernized it, and then borrowed the visual aesthetic from Bram Stoker's Dracula.
And you know what? The CGI of the ghost was actually pretty good.
Yeah, it was a mixture of CGI and practical in pieces too.
Yeah. That's so really good. We did see Tom Hiddleston's ass. That did happen, only for a wee bit though. There was kind of like a lot of symbolism too, like the moths and stuff like that, and you know, contrasting with the butterflies. Butterflies are life, moths are death. There was a bit at the... I noticed that, you know, the girl looks, you know, very prim and proper, the main character. She has her spectacles, and she's a writer, of course, which I like endear her to me.
She was Alice in Wonderland in the shit remake.
That's where I knew her from. I knew I saw her looking petulant with long hair before.
Yeah, it's just like...
I knew her.
She's like, why am I always in this century?
Because the thing is that when she's, like, all dressed up nice, and, like, you know, like, with, like, acting, like, you know, her character, like, she looks really good, but, like... For a lot of the end of the film, she had the hair down just long, and she had the pallor makeup on. But, like, her upsetted and angry and confused and betrayed face kind of looks like a constipated frown. So, she kind of, and, like, it really is. And she's with long blonde hair and these drastic things coming down. And they have her, stop it. And they have her, like, at the end in this dressing gown with, like, the big foofy, like... puffs on, so it was so comical. It's a constipated troll frumping around.
She's got such a sort of typecasting going on. It's like, if you need someone to run around wearing white in the 19th century...
Hey, I mean, she did a good job. I really did connect with the character.
And then you got this bit where the guy, I forget his name, he was the star of Pacific Rim, and he was in the original Queer as Folk, where he was fucked by Littlefinger.
Yeah, they kept saying, it was not Owen.
Oh, no, Owen, that was Burn Gorman. But you got this guy from Pacific Rim, and you got Burn Gorman from Torchwood, and you got them being sitting together and being all like, yo, Yankee friend, we are totally American, are we not?
Yeah, the one guy was like,
yeehaw!
Her father hired an unscrupulous man from New York. But, like, because it takes the first, it opens in Buffalo, New York. And so then this guy's like, hello, friend, and I'm like, you're not from New York City, because even Victorian New Yorkers had an accent then.
Yeah, it's like, Burn Gorman, you're absolutely wonderful in many, many roles, but stop pretending to be American.
The guy that played the dad did a really good job. I really liked
that. That guy looked like he had some severe Brian Blessed as Andrew Carnegie type thing going on.
Except with an American accent too. And he basically encapsulated the American spirit to a Brit in like a few single lines. And I'm like, yeah, like that probably gave all the Americans in the audience a boner. Right there. They're like, you see, we have rough hands, and we've built what we made, and things and stuff, and your hands are soft, you weedy aristocrat. We're Americans, and we got guns. Okay, it was more poetic than that, but you know what I mean.
I gotta find out who that is. It was genuinely surprising to see a Guillermo del Toro film that doesn't feature Ron Perlman. I mean...
Maybe he stopped by the set to watch.
I'm just surprised he didn't play a random aristocrat or wasn't playing the dad, because it's Ron Perlman. Like, I can only think of one other film by Del Toro that he was in.
Man has a life, you know?
Oh, I know, but he's been in every single one of his films except for, I think, The Devil's Backbone, from his first one. Like, he deliberately rewrites characters to make it be played by Ron Perlman. Those two are bros.
Okay.
So I'm just surprised. You know, it's sad, because Ron Perlman's always awesome.
He was really good in Enemy at the Gates.
Yeah.
I like that movie. But yeah, I mean, it was really good. It was very visual, very compelling. You know, I had to. There was they're oh, well, when the snows come, you'll see why they call this place Crimson Peak. And I leaned over and said, that's back when they had snow in the winter in England.
Oh, it was nice to see Jonathan Hyde as well. And I was like, oh, Jonathan Hyde? Oh my God, is Del Toro using cast members from The Strain? Oh, and it's like, no one else turned up. I was really sad. There was many, many old men turning up. They couldn't have had David Bradley appear to him going like, I'm not after vampires this time. Or instigating the Red Wedding. Or being angry caretaker in Harry Potter. Or being William Hartnell in Adventure in Space and Time.
He was really good at it.
My name's David Bradley.
But yeah, like I said, this one, I mean, spoilers. So if beyond here, if you're going to go see it, no one to be spoiled. Well, just skip to the end where we're flailing our arms around like assholes and, you know. So it hit every trope. It had that whole flowers in the attic, dark family secret. Spoilers, it's incest. There was murder. There was infanticide. There was just poison in the tea. There's just everything.
It wasn't infanticide. The baby died of natural causes.
Are you sure?
That's what I took from it.
Okay. Yeah, one of his most recent wife was an Italian girl who, she was unclear who the father of the child was.
Oh no, it was Tom Hiddleston.
Well, yeah, but she said none of them ever fucked him.
Yeah, it was the baby was the sisters.
Oh.
That was incest baby.
Oh, I thought that he married the Italian girl who was desperate for someone to make an honest woman out of her because she was pregnant with someone else's child.
Oh no! They married and then and at some point along the line, she had Tom Hiddleston's baby and it died after childbirth, and
well then why was the ghost Italian woman cradling the ghost baby? Maybe she cared for it.
Yeah, she was looking after it in the afterlife.
Oh. Well, that's good of her. What a good ghost.
Because that's why the lady, she assumed it was the Italian woman's, and then the Tom Hiddleston's sister, because you know incest. is like no, that wasn't her baby, that was mine.
Well, because like it was born wrong. She goes, well, no, she said I wanted to strangle it at birth, but she thought that.
She said we wanted to strangle it at birth, but then the Italian woman said she would look after it.
Okay. And I guess the baby died.
Baby. I assume baby died, and then the Italian woman died soon after. We had great fun trying to work out which ghost was who.
Yeah, and then she finds this like box full of old like the wax impression cylinders, like the very first phonographs. And I'm like, and there's a part where he shows her pictures with the silver dioxide powder, and I'm like, oh, Victorian technology. He's picking me up tonight in his new motor car.
Although it took them a long time to work out. I'm gonna work out what year this was because motor car. The design of it looked sort of 1912ish.
Well, here's the thing. So her mother died of cholera, and okay, we know this is New York, or upstate New York. So I don't really know.
The final death was like 1893 or something.
Yeah, but here's the thing. So, but the bed that she was lying in the beginning looked very like mid-Victorian. So it was 14 years after that. So if we say that was maybe 1880, 1890, 94, no, like 1885 maybe. Because that would be 95, that would be, so around the turn of the century, right around the turn of the century. There were very early motor cars.
Yeah, but it must have been,
he must have had like one of the newest, because he was wealthy, the doctor was.
1890 something.
Yeah. I would put it closer to 1900, 1901.
Okay.
Around the turn of the century, the late Victorian.
Okay. But it is nice to see a film which has multiple ghosts which are all really distinctive and interesting looking, and the film's not shit and the ghost designs aren't shit. Unlike you 13 ghosts. I don't care which one you think I'm talking about. I'm talking about them both.
Yeah, it was really good. I was really compelled. I didn't do that thing where I drifted off and started thinking about what I was going to say in the vlog and what I want to have for dinner tomorrow. And although I did notice a lot of the details in the set pieces because I just can't not.
The house, I was like, holy crap! I don't think I've quite seen Gormenghast portrayed quite so well.
So that was a set, right?
Yeah.
Okay. They didn't use an interior of an actual building.
No, that was a set. They would not film in a semi-destroyed building.
Well, no, it wouldn't be a semi-destroyed building. I mean that they they would use a building and then like do stuff to it with special effects?
I think it was a set.
Okay.
But, you know, if you're not familiar with Gormenghast, it's crazy, incestish, sort of horrible aristocrats with secrets and stuff living at the very top of this really crumbling giant house, which is like the size of a skyscraper with like an army of servants. It's basically like a castle inside a house, and they have all sorts of secrets, and then you have this guy sort of manipulating people, murdering them, sort of seducing people in order to get up the food chain. Gormenghast!
And the bad guy is who you thought it would be. I mean, really. I mean, I'm just saying. That wasn't much of a twist.
Yeah, it was amazing that Bruce Campbell would be the bad guy.
Would you stop that? No, with the sister the whole time. She was a sociopath. Driven mad by her mom. And then she murdered her.
Yes, one of the ghosts was all like, oh look, I've got an axe in my head. Another one was like, oh no, I'm Scottish, I got a shotgun blast to the face. Another one's like, oh no, I'm like melting, a la the guy at the end of RoboCop, going, help me, and sort of crawling.
Well, because she was the one who had been in the wheelchair, because even in death, I guess she was paralyzed.
Which is a bit of a fuck up.
Yeah.
You know, it's really, that's a pisser, that is.
Right.
And then you got the Italian woman has no skin. But the way they look at his ghosts had something to do with their manner of death, usually. Like, the shotgun blast to the face, she was missing. You know, obviously that's what killed her. I'm trying to remember what killed the other ones, because, you know, the mother had, like, the thing in the head. Tom Hiddleston had his wounds, because, you know, spoilers.
He dies.
And but then he turned into David Bowie for some reason. And the sister, she was... There seems to be no reason for the way she looked. The mother, she died of cholera, so that's why I assume that's why her ghost was black for some reason.
Although she's like, mother died of the black color. I don't know what black color is. Maybe they're just an American name of it. Because I thought, at first I thought it was...
prefer to be called the African-American cholera.
Well, no, because I was already thinking of dating it, because I was like, until it revealed that it was New York, I assumed, Victorian, I assumed like London. So I was like, oh, it must have been the last great cholera epidemic. That was in 1852. But then there was cholera in the States for, you know, a while.
Yeah.
So if you know which cholera they're talking about, write the show.
There is a severe... It's amazing that the two did not work out, that she knew about their plans much earlier than they did. It's amazing because she left so much evidence around. Yeah. She just randomly left the player there with the wax cylinders. No, that's
how she said that she knew, because the sister found it.
No, it was because of the key.
No. That happened earlier, and she probably suspected. But then when they found her collapsed at the bottom of the stairs, she had left the cylinders.
Well, she'd already worked out because she'd put the key back, so she was like, "Oh yes, I know now."
Oh. Okay.
But that was just confirmed it. But there was that. There was also the fact that she went into the basement and she broke off like a lock and then left the thing open.
Yeah, it's true.
It's like pretty obvious you've been down there.
Although they were really careless to leave like a big trunk of evidence, like, and just be like, oh, it's don't ever go down the lift to the mine level, but then like leave it right. You could have just put it down one of those cisterns. Yeah. I don't know why they saved all that stuff.
They could have sold all that stuff.
Yeah. There was a little dog too, but it died.
Yes.
Probably off screen. Definitely off screen.
Yeah, it was stabbed. That was a cute little dog.
It was. I was like, bow, bow, bow.
Yeah.
But yeah, so very enjoyable, very well worth it.
Yeah.
If you like the goth aesthetic, if you like Victoriana, definitely give it a whirl. I mean.
Yeah, it's unusual for this sort of film, especially on this budget. So.
Good special effects, good mix of practical and CGI. It was good contrast at the end when like she's dressed in her little Alice Wonderland foofy, thing, basically looking like, a 10-year-old child. And so that was kind of like a throwback to how probably like the crazy sister faced down her mother as a child.
Possibly. Oh, and right at the end we've got this fight in the snow where she's like, one of them's hunting the other one, and it turns briefly into like a parody of a slasher movie.
It does, for like about 5 minutes.
Where she's like, oh, I'm looking around. Oh, look, there she is. Looking around, and then suddenly looks there. Person's gone. Looks over there, and suddenly they just sort of run past there really, really fast, like comically fast.
I thought that was one of the ghosts.
No, that was the sister.
Oh.
So the sister was like running around in circles and stuff, just in time for the camera, and it was like, that's the sort of shit you do in a parody whenever you're in a slasher, when you're parodying it. It's like, oh god.
Well, yeah, but she got hers. I thought all the ghosts were gonna come and grab her and put her in the machine.
Yeah, that would have been thematic, but I guess the ghost can't actually hurt you.
Yeah. They can just go woo.
Even though the mother ghost could touch her.
Yeah.
So.
But she had a
Inconsistent,
personal bond.
maybe.
But she had a personal bond to her. No, but the other ghost touched her when she said, "If you're here, touch my hand." And she like takes her hand and throws her to the ground.
Mm.
Yeah, so they can touch you.
So, but they never felt like appearing or murdering the people who killed
Maybe
them.
they didn't have the power to do so.
Well, the sisters saw Tom Hiddleston, so
Yeah, but remember,
I'm
because
seeing inconsistencies.
when he first reads her manuscript about the ghost, he's like, "Where I come from, ghosts are serious business," or something.
Yeah, that was a seduction line, and probably just a trailer line.
Oh.
But anyway,
That was a seduction trailer line.
inconsistencies apart, apart from that, good, definitely good, fun.
Definitely good. Yeah. We got popcorn and ice cream. We got the ice cream at the restaurant. We ordered this one Sunday and we got like nothing that was involved with it at all. Like it's supposed to have like little chocolate candies on it, and like be one kind of ice cream with like blue syrup on it. And we got a scoop of blue candy floss ice cream and a scoop of vanilla with Maltesers, red sauce on it, and chocolate jimmies.
It was still good. It was just.
It was
not
still good.
what
It was
we were
like, wow,
expecting.
this is like diametrically exactly the opposite of what we asked for.
Yeah. But we'll see you guys later.
Bye. Ooh.
It's now so late. It's not actually our anniversary anymore.
I'm sorry.
I'm divorcing you.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Bye.